The time is now 5:07 a.m. now on your Monday morning, and I live out in like northwestern Bibb County, and man, it was just rocking and rolling with the lightning and thundering around my neighborhood. Literally just seeing the lightning come down as I was watching TV.
See, I was kind of like Alex. I could hear the thunder, but I had nothing going on around me except maybe a couple sprinkles.
Yeah, and that's how it was around central Georgia and how it goes through the summertime. It could be pouring down the street from you, but bright and sunny where you are. And that really highlights the rain disparity we see across central Georgia sometimes, because we show this almanac data and we see that we got nearly an inch of rain at the airport, but that doesn't necessarily speak for all of Macon. Case in point, yesterday North Macon didn't get any rain, but of course there have been other days where North Macon has gotten rain and the airport hasn't gotten any rain. So at the end, it all balances out. Yesterday, believe it or not, it was hot. I was out at the pool, but it's going to go down as a below average day. 92 is what we did. 93 is the average high. The record yesterday was at the century mark set back in 1980. Did not get too close to that. Here's a live look over Dublin this morning. The sun hasn't risen yet, so you can't see it. They did see a storm in Dublin yesterday, so I suspect we have some low clouds there, and that's what the sensor at the airport's picking up on as well. Looking at a dew point of 70, a temperature of 73, and it feels like 73 out there this morning. The satellite and radar, you can see some clouds, especially over towards the west, towards Butler, Thomaston, and Forsyth. Looking at 70s pretty much across the board, ranging from 75 in Milledgeville and Sparta to about, looks like 72 is the coolest number on the map. Sandersville, Eastman, and McRae this morning, the winners with the coolest conditions. Some showers off the Georgia, Florida coast this morning down towards Jacksonville, and that's about it across the southeast. 73 in Columbus, Mississippi, 81 in Pensacola, Florida, and 78 in Orlando this morning. As we head through the day today, we are going to see the scattered shower and storm threat once again get that started right around the noon hour. And then into the day today, notice it's not a widespread coverage area. I don't think we're going to see the coverage area that we saw yesterday across central Georgia, but still, they're going to be possible as we head through the evening hours tonight. Overall, about a 30% chance of rain, I'm thinking. Then once we get into the day tomorrow, we're going to do the same thing all over again, but I'm going to knock up the rain chances just one more step to about 40%. Watch this as we head through the evening hours. You can see it looks like we get a cluster of storms, especially areas east of Interstate 75, and then into Wednesday back down to 30% here in central Georgia with some heavier storms down to the south. Now, this is where things get interesting into the end of the week. Watch this now. This is Thursday at about 5 p.m. You can see what resembles a front here on the European model and the GFS. The models both bringing the front into central Georgia now, but watch this as we play it forward into Saturday. You can see the Euro is really pulling the front through central Georgia, which means we end up on the drier side of things. The GFS is still keeping some showers around as we get into the weekend, but something we're going to be keeping an eye on is if we can get those lower humidity values in here, because if that's the case, we'll have lower rain chances and lower temperatures, talking about highs maybe in the upper to mid 80s potentially. But until then, looking at low 90s for the most part across the board, the only exception being Thursday at 89. All right, got some changes on the tropical outlook this morning. I was saying last week we were going to fire stuff up once we get into the middle of August, and here we go. A 40% chance of development over the next 5 days with this African wave rolling off into the Atlantic Ocean. I don't think this is necessarily going to impact the United States, but certainly indicative of what we're moving into for the 2022 hurricane season. The next name on the list is Danielle for the year this year. Today, we're headed for a high temperature right around 91. The average high, again, is 93, so a few degrees below that. Overall, about a 30% chance of rain. Sunrise this morning, ever so closer to 7 a.m. 6:53 is when the sun will come above the horizon. And then that will be, of course, rising rather on a warm day, looking at feels like temperatures a few degrees above the actual high temperature. Of course, that's how it goes here in the summertime. Here's the 7-day forecast. A rain chance each and every day through Friday, but then check out the weekend. How does upper 80s, low humidity, and a 10% chance of rain sound? That's what we've got in store for the weekend ahead. But until then, a 30 to 40% chance of rain each day.